How's it going? Adam Drake here, and today I'm going to show you an inexpensive way to extend the life of your pre-oiled air filters. So I've seen guys do this for many years, never really tried it myself. I have used this vet wrap in the past, way back in the day in really dusty conditions. We would use it to cover the end bells on our brushed motors to help keep like dust, dirt, debris, things like that out of the brushes. Well, again, I've seen people recently and just over the years use this to wrap around their pre-oiled air filter, and it just stops any big debris and dust from sticking to the outer element that's pre-oiled. Now, some guys will only oil the inner element and then leave the outer foam dry, which I guess in a sense is kind of doing the same thing. But for me, I want to use as much of the filter being pre-oiled to filter and help keep dust out of the engine, and then just apply a really thin wrap of this vet wrap on the outside just to keep the bigger debris out. And it's really super simple. So you can get this vet wrap in all different colors, and you can even get it in different sizes. Depending on the filter you use, you may have to trim or adjust the width of the wrap slightly. But basically, you want to pull off enough of the vet wrap to be able to basically go around the filter like 1.5 times, because you want it to be able to fully go around and be able to stick to itself. If you don't overlap it a little bit, it'll just come off, and then you have to worry about the vet wrap kind of bouncing around inside your truck or buggy. So you just go ahead, cut off a piece. Again, this doesn't look like it's long enough to maybe fully go all the way around, but obviously it stretches a lot. So with the filter I'm using, I can trim this just a little bit. You can do it without trimming it and just let it kind of overhang if you want, but I think it just looks a little bit nicer and cleaner. So now I'll just go ahead and show you how I wrap this around the filter. Okay, so you can kind of start wherever you want. I like to have kind of the seam, or where it's gonna overlap, basically on the bottom side of the filter. So I'll just kind of hold this over the top, stretch it around the bottom, and then just pull it from the other side. And if the piece you have is a bit too long, once it overlaps, you can trim it on this end, but I'm going to go ahead and just stick it there, make sure it's aligned. And then in the areas where it's overlapping, you'll just want to kind of push it together. And again, this is going to just help, especially on really dusty conditions, because you have basically like a really thin, dry outer element. It's going to make it so that the pre-oiled section of the foam doesn't get clogged up quite as easy. I don't think you need to do it in all conditions, and you also want to be careful to not wrap it multiple times because you don't want to restrict the airflow. So again, I just try to make sure that it goes around basically like 1.25 to 1.5 times. That way the wrap can kind of stick back to itself. And again, super inexpensive. You can usually find this stuff for about $1 a roll. And yeah, hopefully that helps extend the life of your pre-oiled filters.